Hey there, Verbling. I hope you're all having an excellent day today. This is an intermediate reading and listening class on the Great Wall of China. So we're going to talk about maybe 30 or 40 of the most interesting facts about the Great Wall of China. And the way that we are going to do this class is while one student is reading, the other student is only listening. So this will help the reader with pronunciation and trying as hard as they can to read correctly, and it will help the other student with their listening skills. Okay? We will also learn new vocabulary in this class. Great. So I'd just like to say welcome back to Ahmed. Hello, Ahmed.
Hello.
Hi, and I apologize you did not get a lot of speaking time in the last class.
Never mind.
Oh, thank you. And welcome as well to Charbel. Hello, welcome back, Charbel.
Hi, Laurie. How are you?
I'm great. I have not seen you in a while. How are you?
Fine, very fine.
Great.
Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
And welcome as well to Hamid. Welcome back, Hamid. Oh, you're on the phone. Oopsies.
I am okay now.
Okay, great. And thank you for your help in last class.
You're welcome.
Great. Okay, and welcome as well to Josu. Hello, Josu.
Hello, teacher.
Am I saying your name correctly?
Josue.
Josue. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I
it's
have
a
been saying
Spanish
it
name.
so wrong.
Yeah, but some people, well, a lot of people than just now English, they say like Josu, Josui, like you say, but
Mhm.
I can understand them. When they are talking to me, I know it. I know it because a lot of people say like that.
Yeah, it's because it is probably because we're English speakers. That's how we pronounce those letters. Josue.
Yeah. So
But
that's
it's
why. But I
okay.
prefer to the people
Josue.
call me like Josue or Josh. Some people call me Josh.
Josh. Okay, cool. I'll remember that. Great. Josue or Josh. Okay.
Yeah.
Great, great. Thank you. And welcome as well to Madi. Hello, Madi. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Great, great. Welcome back to class. And welcome as well to Mohammed. Hello, Mohammed.
Hi.
Hi, how are you today?
Fine, thanks. And you?
I'm great, I'm great. And Mohammed, when I feel this is okay, I think maybe you have changed your name. Is this the same Sammy that I've had for a few months or a different Sammy?
Sammy. Sammy.
So Sammy, how long was the last, or sorry, how long has it been since your last Verbling class?
I think this is the fifth class for me.
This is
It's the fifth.
the first class.
Fifth.
No, it's the fifth.
Oh,
Five.
let's say
Number five.
fifth. Fifth.
Yeah.
Yeah, great, great. Okay, well, welcome, Sammy or Mohammed. Very, very nice to meet you. Great. Okay, well, let's get started. I'm sure people will join the Hangout more eventually, but let's get started. I'm gonna get Ahmed. So as you noticed, there is no link for today. So what we are going to do is I am going to post the material. I'm going to copy and paste it into the Google chat, but only the reader can go to the Google chat and read it. The listener cannot look at the text, okay? So the listener must sit there and listen, but do not go to the Google chat. Do not look at the Google chat, because the idea of this class is to practice listening. Okay? Okay. Does everyone know the does anyone not know the difference between the Verbling chat and the Google chat? Does anyone have any troubles with the Verbling and the Google chat? No?
For me, it's okay.
Great. Okay, good. Okay, great. And welcome as well to Dua. Hello, Dua. Dua. Oh, Dua, you've had some sound problems lately. Oh, I hope that it works out eventually here. Okay, let's start, I think, with Ahmed and Sharbel. Okay? So Ahmed will read first. Okay, Ahmed?
Okay.
But
Okay.
Sharbel, you can't be in the chat. Okay?
Oh no.
You get out of get out. Get out of the Google chat. Because
Okay.
so Sharbel, you're listening, and at the end I am going to ask you, what did you hear? What did you tell me exactly the things that you heard? Try to summarize it for me.
Okay.
Give me the main ideas. Okay? And Ahmed, your job is just to read. And try as
Okay.
hard as you can to have the best pronunciation for your friend Sharbel, so he can hear everything you're saying.
Okay.
Great. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 points. We are going over 39 different facts about the Great Wall of China. Okay? So,
Okay.
okay, there we go. Okay. And oh my goodness, we have two Ahmeds now. So we have Ahmed E and we have Ahmed T. Hello, Ahmed T. Ahmed Taha? Oh, Ahmed Taha, we can't hear you. Maybe you're on mute. Is there a little red button right over here? Is there a red button? Try speaking. Hello? Oh, we can't hear you. Is there a red button right over here? Red button. Oh, it's... Make sure there's no red button. Click the red button. And try speaking.
Are you hear me now?
Yeah, now we hear you. Perfect. Perfect.
Hi,
Hi, how are you today?
I'm fine. How are you too?
I'm good, thank you. It's so nice to meet you.
Me too.
Great. So we are going to be reading to each other and practicing listening. So we have Ahmed Al-Badri, and we have you. We have 2 Ahmeds today.
Okay.
So right now we're working with the first Ahmed, and you will go next.
Okay.
Great. Alrighty, let's get started. So Ahmed, you are in the chat, and I'm typing something
Yes,
to you
I'm
right
here.
now.
Okay.
Okay, and Sharbel, you are listening.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
While the Great Wall of China is not one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, it is typically included in the 7 wonders of the medieval world. In 1987, the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, placed the Great Wall on its list of the world's great national and historical sites. The idea that the Great Wall of a single continuous wall built all at once is a myth. In reality,
Myth.
is a myth. In reality, the wall is a discontinuous network of wall segments built by various dynasties to protect China's northern boundary.
Excellent. So my only suggestion for you, Ahmed, is to make sure you're always pronouncing your TH sounds. Right? We don't want to hear
Okay.
the idea because that is a Z sound. We don't hear the. Right? Okay, great, Ahmed. So
The idea?
The idea. Good. Right?
Okay.
The. Excellent. That's an important one. Great. Okay. And Sharbel, why don't you summarize a little bit for us?
Well, I understood that the Great Wall of China was accepted by UNESCO in 1987
Mm-hmm.
as one of the 7 wonderful stuffs in the world, and it was constructed to protect the China.
Mm-hmm. No, that's great. That's great. Okay. And I'm going to just give you a suggestion. This is a very, very commonly misused word. We have the word stuff. Stuff
Okay.
is never plural. It is never plural. Okay? And when we say stuff, we normally associate that word with things we cannot count. So, for example, if I say, there's so much stuff in my room, this is naturally a plural word. Stuff means more than one thing. It's like the word children. Children, you don't say
Okay.
children's. Yeah, so stuff is always plural. So we don't ever add s.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? If you're saying the 7 wonders, instead of saying stuff, say things. Okay?
Thanks. Okay.
We can count things, but we cannot count stuff.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank
Great. Excellent. Okay. Ahmed one. Can you please reread number 3? Only number 3. And Sharbel, I want you to listen again.
Okay. The idea that the Great Wall is a single continuous wall built all at once is a myth. In reality, the wall is a discontinuous network of wall segments built by various dynasties to protect China's northern boundary.
Excellent. So Sharbel, do you know what the word myth means?
Myth.
That's probably where the problem was, because that word is really important. What does the word myth mean, everyone?
Like a legend.
Legend.
Did you say legend?
Legend.
Legend. I
Legend.
Legend. Legend. Good. Legend. Yes. Great. And hello, Hazel.
Hello,
Oh,
Laura.
no, Hazel.
Okay.
Hazel
It's
or Hazel?
it's okay anyway. It's okay anyway.
What?
Hazel, as you wish.
Okay. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Great. I'm excellent. Thank you. Great. So yeah, that means it is a legend. It is not true. A myth is something that everyone believes that is not true. Okay? So Sharbel, I'm gonna read it one more and tell me what you think this point means. One more time, but don't look at it, okay?
Okay.
The idea that the Great Wall is a single continuous wall built all at one time is a myth. In reality, the wall is a discontinuous network of wall segments built by various dynasties to protect China's northern boundary. So you are correct that it is built to protect, right?
Okay.
So what about the myth? What's the myth?
Maybe so many people. No?
Not quite, but that's okay. Don't worry. What does everyone else hear? Let's first ask Ahmed E. What do you think is the myth there?
The meaning of it? Do you want the meaning of it?
Oh no, not the meaning of
No.
myth, but what is the myth? What myth are we talking about? That's okay if you don't know. Does somebody else want to try?
Yes,
Unreal.
I can try.
Oh yes, sure, Hazel.
The idea is that people believe that this wall was built from the beginning to the end one time, but the reality is that the wall was built in during many dynasties, so
Excellent.
during a long period of time.
Exactly.
And this indeed to protect the northern boundary of China.
Excellent. Exactly. So there's a myth, there's a lie that people think. I thought before I read this that the whole wall was built all at once in 1 year or 5 years, all at once. But it was built over thousands of years. Thousands. So
Okay.
of course it is amazing, but it took thousands of years to build. Awesome. Great. Does that make sense, Charbel?
Yes, yes. I
Yes,
understood
great.
now.
Awesome. Great. Okay, I'm going to give you to read to, I'm going to get you to read to, why don't you read to Josu? Okay? And
Okay.
everyone will have a chance to be a listener and a reader. So you
Okay.
will read to Josu. I'm going to put some points here. 1 second. So, who did I say? So, Josu, you better get out. You better get out of the chat now. Okay? Get out. Do you hear me, Josu?
I am babbling chat already.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead, Shadabel.
Okay. During its construction, the Great Wall was called the longest cemetery on Earth because so many people died building it. Reportedly, it cost the lives of more than 1 million people. The Great Wall of China is also known. Oh, scroll my screen. Again, sorry. The Great Wall of China is also known as the is a problem with my chat.
Oh. Maybe copy and paste it yourself and put it on your own Word document so you can keep reading it
My
now.
chat is scrolling alone.
Oh no! Here, I'll repaste it for you.
Okay, I copied. Okay. Sorry again. The Great Wall of China is also known as the Wanli Changcheng, or Long Wall of 10,000 li. A li is a measure of distance, approximately. I can't read this.
You can say 1/3.
1/3 of mile. The main wall is around 2,145 miles, 3,460 kilometers long, with an extra 1,770 miles, 2,860 kilometers of branches and spurs. The Great Wall of China is the longest man-made structure in the world.
Great. Great, Charbel. Excellent with the numbers.
Oh, thank
You
you.
got lucky with the numbers. Okay, awesome. So, Josu, what were the details that you heard?
Well, I just heard something like about China is also now like a Chinese name. I don't know how to type it. I know
That's
how
okay.
to say it. And he said like the size of the statue like 1/3 miles and 2056. I mean 560 kilometers and extra something. And well, I think it's the size of the wall, I guess.
Yeah, perfect. So
And it's
I
the
didn't
great,
expect you
it's
to
the more
memorize the
biggest
numbers.
wall in our world. Oh. Well, someone's calling me.
Okay, okay. Go on. Oh, Josu, did you pick up your phone? Okay, well, I'm going to continue.
I'm here.
All right.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here still.
Okay,
Sorry.
so continue.
Sorry. So, do you want something to read or?
So did you hear about what it is also called?
Oh yeah, but I didn't understand the name because it was like hard to say because it's Chinese name, I guess. Or I don't know.
Well, what about the word? Did you hear the word cemetery?
Oh no.
Cemetery. Do you
hear that
know?
one.
Do you know what a cemetery is?
Cemetery. I'm not sure. I guess I heard before, but it's like when the people there are like, how can I say, like all the people there are going.
Oh, I see. You're looking for when people pass away.
Yeah, like.
When people die.
Yeah, when the people die. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. And as Hazel said, when people die, this is where they are buried. Yes,
Buried.
Ahmed. Their graves. Good. And why is the Great Wall of China called the longest cemetery on Earth, Josu?
Sorry?
Why is it called the longest cemetery?
I didn't hear a part. I don't know why.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Shadabel, can you just repeat number 4 for us?
Okay. During its construction, the Great Wall was called the longest cemetery on Earth because so many people died building it. Reportedly, it cost the lives of more than 1 million people.
Great. Does that make sense,
It's because so many people die, like, building that?
Yeah, 1 million people died. A million. That's crazy. It's a lot of lives. And you know what? You know what's ironic is that the wall was supposed to protect people, but it ended up killing at least 1 million Chinese people.
Oh,
it's pretty crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah, pretty amazing. Okay, awesome, great. So Josu, I'm gonna get you to read to Mohammed. Okay?
Okay, I will read it and then I will read. Okay, so this one that you type it, that is, or?
To you right now. Here you go.
Okay, the most.
Okay, so 1 second. Mohammed, make sure you are not in the Google chat, okay? So, Mohammed, get out of the Google chat, okay?
Sorry, why I have to get out from the group chat?
Well, because we're practicing listening. So if you don't want to practice listening and you just want to practice reading, then you can read this yourself if you'd like. Whatever you want.
Okay, I'd like to read.
You just like to read and then answer the questions for yourself.
Okay.
Yes? Okay, no problem. Okay, so Mohammed, why don't you read that number 7 then? You can start reading in the Google chat.
Okay.
I'm hearing some music. If someone has music on, can you please turn it off?
It's the news. Okay.
Oh, it's the news. Okay, yeah. If you could turn that off, please.
Okay. Since, okay, what about now? I'm
Okay.
I'm going downstairs to be
Okay,
away
that's
from
probably
the
better.
leaves. Okay.
Okay, great.
Uh, the most visited sections of the Great Wall is in Battling, close to Peking, which was built during the Ming Dynasty. It was the first section of the wall to open to tourists in 1957. It's where Nixon visited and was the finish site of a cycling course in the 28th Summer Olympics. Eight. It's eight. It's number 8. Okay.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about that letter A.
I got to go, teacher. It was great to be in your class, but now it's time to walk.
Okay, bye, Josu. See you later.
Nice to meet you.
Nice
to meet
to
you.
see
Nice
you.
to see you. Bye.
Okay, bye. Oh, and welcome to Amparo. Hello, Amparo. There's no document today.
No
We're
document?
practicing reading and listening.
Okay.
Great question. Sorry about that, Amparo. Okay, so go ahead, Mohammed. Number 8.
Okay. As early as the 7th century BC, a number of smaller walls that served as fortifications and watch towers have been built around the country. Initially, each state, CHU, QI, WEI, are these names of cities?
Those are the names of each state. So you can just say Chu, Ki, Wei. I don't really know
Okay.
how they're pronounced. They're in Chinese, but
Okay, Chuki, Wei, Han, So, Yan, and Qin. That will be united in the first Chinese Empire had its own individual wall. So, I continue number 9. Or...
well,
Yes.
Mohammed, it's up to you. If you are reading for yourself and you are answering your own questions, then you can stop whenever. Do you have any questions about vocabulary right now?
Yes, what's the meaning of dynasty? Dynasty.
Dynasty. Great question.
Yeah.
What does the word dynasty mean? What does dynasty mean? Hazel, do you know?
Yes, in China, in ancient China, the reign, or the period of reign of some emperors were known as dynasty, Ming dynasty, Qin dynasty, or whatever. I know
Good.
Ming dynasty, Ming, for example.
Yeah. It is when rulers, kind of like kings,
Yes.
they ruled the people. So if we talk about the Ming dynasty, this means that the ruler of the Chinese peoples, his name was Ming.
Yes, exactly.
So what you read up there about the Ming dynasty, this means that before we called China China, the people were known as the Ming dynasty. They were his people. And Mohammed, I'm just wondering, so you're reading this right now. In number 8, what did you learn about China? About the wall, about China. What did you learn about it?
Okay, number 9. A number of towers have been built around the country, and each state of these states have been united in the first Chinese Empire.
Excellent,
That's all.
exactly.
I think.
But that's the whole point. The whole point is that China wasn't just a big bunch of people who got along. There were different places, and they all made their own part of the wall. And then they united. So what happens next? They united the Great Wall of China. That's what that one means. Great. Okay, great. And for the number 7, do you know who Nixon was?
President of the United States, former president of the US.
Great, Hazel. Yeah. Yeah, he's a former president. He used to be the president of the United States. So what
70s, I think, 70s?
Yeah, something like that. I'm not very good with American history.
Yeah, you're Canadian, I remember now.
Yeah, exactly. I know a little bit, but maybe Hazel knows more than me. Mohammed, what about Nixon? What did we talk about Nixon?
Sorry, I don't understand your question, please.
We mentioned Nixon in number 7. What about Nixon?
I saw it, yeah.
So try to summarize. Why did we even say his name? What about him?
He visited and was the finished site of. Is it a place?
Yeah.
Or yeah. I thought it's a ruler. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So he is the one who visited this special site in 2000. The 2008 Summer Olympics were there. So Nixon is like the president of the United States. So he was mentioned here. It says the most visited section of the Great Wall is in this place close to Beijing called Badaling, which was built during the Ming Dynasty. It is the first section of the wall open to tourists. So nobody could ever see the wall who was not from China. If you were not Chinese, you could not see the wall until 1957. That's amazing. That's not very long ago.
Yeah.
So that's why Nixon went and visited. He was one of the first people to go visit the Great Wall of China that the whole world knew about, but the Chinese government said you can't visit yet. It's awesome. Crazy. Okay, great, Mohammed. Are there any more questions about vocabulary that you have?
No, I think it's okay. But the pronunciation, I have problem in pronunciation of some letters like R and TH.
Yeah, I was going to say that, Mohammed. Try as hard as you can to get the TH sounds better. Like, all you have to do is put your tongue between your teeth. Try doing this. The. Them. Yeah,
Them.
that's the sound, and it's very important. It's definitely very important. Okay, Mohammed?
Okay.
That's a good one you can practice. Okay, thank you, Mohammed. Excellent. Okay, let's get Hazel to read to Hamid, and then Hamid is going to read to Ahmed Taha.
Okay.
So Hazel is going to read to Hamid. So Hamid, get out of the chat. Okay? Okay, here we go. Sorry, my copy paste isn't working in the Hangout. Okay, here we go. Ahmed, get out. Not Ahmed, sorry, I meant Hamid. Get out of the Hangout. Okay, go ahead, Hazel. And Hamid is listening very closely.
And from number 10, I have to read.
Yes.
The earliest extensive walls were built by Xin Shi Huang 260 to 210 BC of the Xin dynasty, who first unified China and is most famous for the standing terracotta army left to guard his tomb. It is from the Qin dynasty, which the modern word China is derived. Little of those earliest walls remain. Because of the Great Wall was discontinuous, Mongol invaders led by Genghis Khan universal ruler, had no problem going around the wall, and they subsequently, oh, where is?
Yeah.
It's
They
moving.
subsequently subsequently
conquer most of northern China between AD 1211 and 1223. They ruled all of China until 1368, when the Ming defeated the Mongols. The dynasties after the Qin, which seriously added to and rebuilt the Great Wall, were the Han, 206 BC, AD 220, Sui, AD 581, 618, Jin, 115, 1234, and most famously the Ming, 1368, 1644. What survivors today are...
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
It's not at me.
I know.
What survivors today are the stone and brick walls, predominantly from the Ming Dynasty.
Awesome.
Ahmed.
Oh, that was
sometimes. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and I was just answering Ahmed's question. Great question, Ahmed. You said sometimes people say duh. It's not correct to say duh. And if you are a native English speaker, yes, sometimes we will mispronounce things, but it's not a good habit to get into if you are learning English. Because if you have a very strong accent, we need you to try to make your pronunciation as perfect as possible. So even if you hear people say duh, like I live in Newfoundland and many people say duh instead of the, it's not correct, especially if you're learning English. Okay? Like if you wanted to take a speaking exam, like the TESOL or something, it would not be good for pronunciation. So try to just stick with the sound. Okay?
It's very strange because I'm learning Arabic, and Arab language has the TH sound, and they should pronounce very well. I don't know why they cannot. And I know some Arabs who pronounce excellent TH sound.
Yeah, interesting. What is the letter in Arabic for the TH?
Oh, it's difficult to write here because I don't have...
maybe someone can copy and paste that sound into the chat.
Yes.
I can't tell you.
Exactly,
Yeah.
it's written now in the chat.
It's thin.
And that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the sound.
And the. Th and the. The second one is from 3. The. And the first one from the.
Exactly. So we have voiced and unvoiced. We have the and the. We have voiced and unvoiced. But that's for another class. Let's get Hamid, who is listening very closely.
Sorry.
So Hamid, that's okay. Hamid, what did you hear?
I heard some things like she mentioned famous poem for one emperor from China, and also China's Great Wall was attacked by Mongol emperor, like, I don't know how can I say, Genghis
Khan. It's my ancestor, by the way. Genghis Khan is my ancestor.
Really?
Yeah.
That is so cool.
I know in Turkish, but I cannot say in English. Anyway, and Great Wall, how can I say, Great Walls broke down somewhere, and some emperor from China, they fixed this broken down.
Awesome. Totally. So it kept getting broken and then fixed and then broken and then fixed, and it was I had a question for you.
And Lawrence, one more point, and some she mentioned some term, some time term, like for example, 12, 11, or 12, 15, or about near 18 or 19th century, like that.
Excellent. Yeah, so were you taking notes, Hamid?
Yes, I took
Awesome.
notes.
So that's a great thing to do in a listening class. Hamid was taking notes as he was listening. Excellent. I was going to ask you, this is a difficult question, but who was it who unified China? And he is the most famous for standing with guards guarding his tomb. Did you hear that?
Answer.
It was difficult.
I have no answer.
That's okay. It was the Qin dynasty, or as it was pronounced, the Qin dynasty. But that's okay. That was just a very difficult question.
I took note dynasty, but I cannot catch up the China or Qin word.
Well, he's just a very famous. It doesn't matter. It wasn't very important, but that was an excellent summary, Hamid. You hit all of the points in all of my questions.
Okay.
Yeah, awesome. The whole point of those was just the fact that it was discontinuous, not very. It wasn't very because it was not built all at the same time. There was obviously a lot of problems. But okay, I'm gonna get Hamid now. An excellent reading, Hazel. Really great reading. Great pronunciation. Okay, Hamid, why don't you read now to Ahmed Taha?
Okay. Can I open the Google chat?
Now you can. And Ahmed Taha, you get out.
I can't hear his voice.
You can't hear it very well. Oh no. Okay, well maybe I'll get Hamid, why don't you read to Amparo, and then Amparo will read to Ahmed Taha. Is that okay?
Okay.
Great. Okay. Hamid, go ahead.
Okay. 13. Contrary to common belief, the Great Wall of China cannot be seen from the moon without aid. This pervasive
Go ahead.
This pervasive myth seems to have started in 1893 in the American published magazine The Century, and then resurfaced in 1932 when Robert Ripley of Ripley's Believe It or Not claimed the Great Wall could be seen from the moon. Even though space flight was decades away, it is questionable whether the Great Wall can be seen from a close orbit with the unaided eye. It is common.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. It is common to hear that the mortar used to bind the stones was made from human bones, or that men are buried within the Great Wall to make it stronger. However, the mortar was actually made from nice rice flour, and no bones, human or otherwise, have ever been found in any of the Great Wall's walls.
Okay. Okay, so Amparo, were you listening there?
No, it's choppy.
Oh, it's choppy, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, and I don't know why, Hamid. We kind of have a bit of choppy sound coming from you, but why don't we ask everyone then? And the only suggestion I have for you, Hamid, is your W and V sounds. Let's just make sure they're always very strong, like otherwise. Otherwise.
Otherwise.
Good, good. And I know it's difficult getting those W and V, but yeah. Okay, great. Okay. First off, Hamid, do you have any vocabulary questions?
Sorry?
Do you have any vocabulary questions?
Maybe mortar.
Mortar. Yeah, so it said, it is common to hear that the mortar used to bind the stones. What is mortar? Does anyone know?
Is using construction to glue the bricks, I think. Is it?
Good. Yeah. Yeah. It's like we also have the word cement.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the word cement, it means if you have two rocks and you're building a house, how do you make the rocks stick together? How do you keep them together?
With
you
mortar.
You put mortar between them and then you stick them together. Like that. So the mortar is what goes in between the stones or the rocks to keep the wall straight and up. So I have a question. What was it saying here about the mortar? What is the myth and what is the truth?
The myth is that it was made from bones.
Good.
Human bones. But the reality is that they were made from rice flour.
Mm-hmm. Great. Exactly. It wasn't. We have no evidence that humans' bones were, bone, like the hard part of your body, the bone.
Yes, bones.
Yeah, that they were in the wall, that they were used as the mortar. Okay, great. And what is the other myth about the Great Wall of China? And it has something to do with space.
Yes, and I knew that the Great Wall from China is the only human-made thing that can be seen from the moon. But I found now that it's only a myth, that it isn't possible to be seen from the moon without aid.
Me too, and I didn't know that until just now, until
Yes.
I was researching for this class.
Exactly.
Good, Hazel. So Hamid was saying that people believe you can see the Great Wall of China from space, right? But
Yes.
this is not true. You cannot actually see the wall from space without using help or aid.
A telescope or
It is
something like
huge
that.
lie.
Yeah,
It is huge lie.
I know, and the whole world believes it.
Yes, and I thought, because I heard that it can be seen.
I know, it's crazy. It's totally a lie.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is a lie. I know. Okay. Okay, let's get Amparo now to read for Ahmed Taha. And then Ahmed Taha will give you a chance to read because I know you really want to.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, well first we'll get Amparo to read to you. Okay. So Amparo, okay, and Ahmed Taha, get out of the chat. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, Amparo, are you ready?
Yes.
Great. I'm sorry, give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. Mm-hmm.
According to the legend, a helpful dragon traced out the course of the Great Wall for the workforce. The builders subsequently followed the tracks of the dragon. A popular legend about the Great Wall is the story of Men Jian-nu, a wife of a farmer who was forced to work on the wall during the Qin dynasty. When she heard her husband had died while working the wall, she wept until the wall collapsed, revealing his bones so she could bury them.
Nice. So there's a lot of myth around this wall, isn't there?
Yeah.
A lot of lies. I'm just kidding. Myths are fun. So, Ahmed Taha, what kind of legends did you hear?
The legend of one of the workers who has died under the wall, and his wife went there to collect the bones to bury him.
And what did she do so she could find his bones?
I didn't hear that.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Good listening anyways. What did she do, Amparo?
She wept.
Wept.
Cried.
Good, right? And great, Hazel. If you weep, you are crying.
Mhm.
Weeping is crying.
Mhm.
Okay, good. Okay, great. And what did you hear, Ahmed Taha, about the dragon?
A dragon. It's the legend of the wall, or
Kind of. Here, Amparo, why don't you repeat number 15?
Okay. According to legend, a helpful dragon traced out the course of the Great Wall for the four warforks. It's supposed to trace the way you are going to build the Great Wall.
Good. So Ahmed Taha, does that make sense?
yeah, it makes sense for my opinion, or the what she read.
Well, why don't you try explaining what she said in your own words? What about the dragon? What's the legend about the dragon?
I don't think so. I don't think it makes sense.
It doesn't make sense. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Amparo, why don't you try to explain it in your own words?
Well, they suppose the dragon existed, and they draw the place where it is. Then after was building the Great Wall.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain, isn't it? Yeah, it's like, okay, the word traced, to trace something. What does that mean?
It's to follow.
To show where to construct the wall, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what happened, Ahmed Taha. It means that a dragon walked on the ground, I guess, to show where to build the wall. So if they wanted to know where should we build the wall, well, the dragon will show us.
Do you think it makes sense?
Oh, I see what you're saying. No.
It's a legend. It's a legend.
Yeah, it's a legend. It's a legend. Yeah, great, Ahmed. Awesome. Okay, I'm just looking over here. So I'm thinking Ahmed Taha. I'm trying to decide who you can read to. Okay, I think that other Ahmed has been waiting a very long time. So why don't you get to read to the other Ahmed? Okay, so Ahmed El Badri, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, why don't you get out of the chat? And I want you and Amparo, both of you, I will ask you both questions. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
And Ahmed Taha is reading.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, 1 second. At the end of every number, there is going to be a little letter. Don't worry about that letter, okay?
Okay.
Okay, you're starting at 17.
Okay. 1 second, please.
No problem.
I'm sorry. 1 second. 1 second.
No problem.
Okay. At one time, family members of this who died working on the Great Wall will carry.
Ahmed Taha, did you do something different with your microphone?
Can you hear me right now?
Okay, now we can hear you. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. At one time, family members of who died working on the Great Wall would carry a coffin, on top of which was a caged white rooster. The rooster's crowing was supposed to keep the spirit of the dead person awake until they crossed the wall. Otherwise, the family feared the spirit would escape and wander forever along the wall. Uranus, or Tang Wang, who was the personification of heaven. It's often portrayed on the reliefs found the strategic points and pass on the Great Wall.
Oh,
continue or...
just a quick suggestion for you, Ahmed. Make sure you pronounce every syllable. So instead of strategic, we want to hear strategic. Strategic.
Okay.
Instead of spurt, we want to hear spirit.
Spirit, okay.
Spirit. Good.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, and keep reading number 19.
Okay. Historian Arthur Walden established that the popular concept of one great wall, and even the name itself, entered Chinese consequences, and not directly from the Chinese tradition, but rather through European sources who idealized the wall. In fact, the wall really In fact, the wall rarely appeared in Chinese art before the 20th century.
That's really interesting, isn't that? So, awesome reading, Ahmed, and that's the only suggestion I have, really. Your pronunciation's really good. It's more just getting every word out there, right? So,
Right.
we always want to hear every syllable. Great.
Okay.
Okay, so, Ahmed Al-Badri, what did you hear about what the other Ahmed was reading? If you can summarize one or two of the points that you heard.
I can't.
No, that's okay.
I want to think.
That's okay, no
think
problem.
a little.
No problem. And what about Amparo? Amparo, did you hear some details that you thought were interesting?
Not too much.
Not too much. Did anyone else?
Do you think it's my fault?
There were certain
I
keywords on
think
it.
your microphone needs to close to your mouth, and I just no.
Mine?
No, from Ahmed.
Mine?
Oh.
Yeah, and I just
You
listened.
couldn't hear very well?
Ahmed, I think that your pronunciation, like really with your R's and the pronunciation itself is really good. It's more so that there were certain words like Uranus or Tianwang, who was the personification of heaven. We only heard heaven, heaven, and we really want to hear every syllable.
I thought something. I couldn't see most of the words, and the chat is going wrong.
I know, the chat, is it blinking?
Yeah.
Going like this? This is happening
Yeah.
for a lot of people, Ahmed, and good
Exactly.
job for having a problem with the chat, because
That's why I couldn't read it very well.
because when you're speaking, we understand you perfectly. So it's not that your reading was bad. It's just that every now and then there were words that we didn't hear, and maybe it was cutting out a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Okay, so can you please reread Ahmed Taha, and everyone listen very carefully, number 19, because I think that's the most interesting part.
Okay, I'll read it again. Historian Arthur Walden established that the popular concept of one great wall, and even the name itself, entered Chinese consequences, not directly from the
And
Chinese
we're going to say
tradition.
Chinese consciousness.
Okay, consciousness, not directly from the Chinese tradition, but rather through European sources, who idealized the wall. In fact, the wall rarely appeared in Chinese art before the 20th century.
Good. So when did the wall appear in Chinese art? Have Chinese people always thought that the wall was amazing? Did they always idealize the wall?
No.
Okay.
Idealize the wall, something like that.
Yeah, and when did they start idealizing the wall?
In the
Before
20th century.
Before.
Good.
No, not before. After.
Before the
Beginning with
20th century.
Yeah.
Beginning with the 20th century, they started to idealize the Chinese wall, I think.
Exactly. And why is that interesting?
Because the Europeans consider that it's an interesting thing to admire.
Good.
I think.
Yeah, yeah. Does that make sense then? So the Europeans found out about the Great Wall of China, and they said, "It's amazing. It is the best thing in China." And then Chinese people started saying, "Oh, I guess it is pretty cool." Because before then, the wall was just for protection. Right? It was just for protection.
Not to admire and to appear in art, in pictures or something like that, I think.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Are there any questions that you have, Ahmed, Taha, about the vocabulary?
Okay, well, nothing.
No, and I really, Ahmed, I really found your pronunciation awesome. It was just about the syllables, like even that word, established.
Established.
Right? Yeah, we need to hear that S, established.
Established.
Good, good.
But what do you think? My accent's good or something?
Yeah, totally. I really do. I really think it's good.
Thanks
like I'm not. Yeah. And like I said, what will make you more understandable is by pronouncing every syllable, right?
Okay.
It doesn't matter if you can speak quickly, right? If people can't understand you. So if you need to slow it down, that's okay.
Okay. I'll try to do this next time. Okay.
Awesome. Great. Well, it was nice meeting you, Ahmed, and nice meeting all of the new teachers. I have to get to my next speaking class, so we're watching a YouTube video and then having a discussion. Oh, sorry, Amr. We're just hearing a feedback coming from you. I'm just going to keep you on mute for a second. So I'm putting my Verbling and Facebook information in the chat if you would like to follow me. Otherwise, I hope to see you in my next class.
Sure.
See you later, everyone.
Okay. See you.
Have a good one.
See you.